President Biden just loves to brag about how his tax plan won't raise taxes on most Americans.
Nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in new taxes. Will not raise tax on anyone making under 400 grand, but we'll pay for it the way we talked about tonight, by making sure that the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share. No one earning less than $400,000 is going to see a single penny in increase in their taxes under me. Not a single penny. They haven't yet, and they won't. No one in America making under $400,000 ever have to pay a single penny more in federal taxes as long as I'm president. And I've kept that promise.
But even the liberal Washington Post had to fact check him, saying that the tax pledge, it has a magic asterisk.
Joining us now, Breitbart economics and finance editor John Carney. John, what say you?
So what the Washington Post rightfully pointed out is that Biden has no way to pay for this pledge. We have a whole bunch of tax cuts put in place while Donald Trump was president that are due to expire. If they expire, taxes go up on Americans who earn less than $400,000. So Biden is essentially promising to extend the Trump tax cuts. Yet he says he will not raise any, he won't raise any taxes on anybody earning less than $400,000. So how do you pay for that? Either you have to borrow the money, raising the deficit, which he says he won't do. He keeps bragging about how he cut the deficit. So the math doesn't work. That's why they say magic asterisks, because they say, well, we'll just fill it in somehow with taxes on the wealthy. But he already has the taxes on the wealthy in the budget. So if he does this, he has to come up with new money, somehow taxes on somebody.
But when we look at the Trump tax cuts, I was in Congress for this, voted for the cuts. We actually saw more revenue come into the federal coffers. So to let those who make under $400,000 keep more of their money doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be a hole in the budget. Maybe we're going to continue to grow revenue to the federal coffers.
If the Democrats believed in scoring things as they should, that would make sense, right? Then they could say, yes, we do believe the Trump tax cuts will generate more revenue. They will never admit that that will ever happen, so they are scared to death. So instead, they just have to kind of magically pretend that they can go ahead with this budget. The news, though, here is that if Biden is reelected, taxes are going up for Americans who earn under $400,000. He cannot keep this pledge without driving up the deficit, according to the way the Democrats do the budget math.
Trump's tax cuts made our tax code more progressive.
Yes.
And the people who got almost 2/3 of American households got a tax cut under the Trump tax cuts. And the biggest tax cuts, and that would include the effects of tax credits and other reforms to the tax code, the biggest tax cuts were for working class and middle income Americans under President Trump. And do you know who has gotten royally screwed and over under Biden? The working class and the middle class, because of inflation, which is a tax hike.
That's right. No, and so one of the reasons the Biden administration is scared to death of these tax cuts expiring is they'll have to admit that those tax cuts cut taxes on the middle class. They keep saying, no, it just cut tax for the wealthy. Okay, let them expire. Watch what happens. They won't let them expire because they know the truth, which is that Donald Trump cut taxes on the middle class, on working people in America, and yet they're addicted to the lie that it only went to the wealthy.
We also did this thing where we said you can't write off all of your state and local taxes, the SALT.
Absolutely.
So very high tax liberal states don't get to write off those.
Right, those of us here in New York.
I thought that was a great idea when I voted for it till I moved here. Now I'm like, whoa, we must rethink
No, but
that.
I have to say, even for New Yorkers, mostly their taxes went down. They lost this write-off. But if you were rich enough to lose the write-off of the high tax states, you probably got a tax cut from the Trump taxes. So the net result, actually, for even people in the high tax states was they got a tax cut.
He actually lowered the amount of money that you can write off, mortgage interest that you can write off.
Yeah. Right, yes.
He lowered it, which is the direction you need to go in terms of subsidizing home ownership and trying to make...
They want to go the other way, though. They want to subsidize more
Just
homeowners.
To be clear, I don't say he, I say we, because I was there for that as well.
But exactly.
Thank you. John,
thank you, Sean, for the tax cut.
Thank you. We want to get your take on this. An activist group in Chicago is pushing to have a property tax waiver for all descendants of slaves as part of a reparations program. It's a move that would cost potentially Cook County billions of dollars in tax revenue. Now Cook County is where Chicago is located. Just give us your take on reparations through property taxes in places like Cook County, where Chicago's at.
Okay, so first of all, this will resegregate Chicago massively because anybody who is going to be taxed will instantly sell to somebody who's not going to be taxed because the property is worth more in their hands than it is in the tax person. So what does this mean? It means massive white flight, not just white flight. There's already been a lot of white flight out of Chicago. Massive immigrant flight, because guess who doesn't get this? Immigrants. So this is actually a nativist proposition. It says if your family was here in 1865 or earlier, you're available for this tax abatement, but anybody else is not. I think actually we're going to see a lot more of that. The massive influx of migration under President Biden is actually ratcheting up tensions in America so that you're going to see African Americans who are descendants from slaves getting very upset that benefits they think should go to them are actually going to immigrants as well. So we're going to start to see a lot more of this descendants of slaves, which is code word. It's a nativist code word. It means people whose great-great-grandparents were born in this country and not new immigrants.
It's just, again, in terms of divisiveness, they are what they accuse President Trump of being, and they are what they accuse Trump voters of being.
Right.
Times 100.
The argument that the way to solve past discrimination, to make reparations for slavery, is to have more discrimination going forward, especially something as blatant as this, right? A racially coded, license that says you will pay no taxes on your property. By the way, this will wipe out the Cook County revenues. How are they going to possibly replace this? That means everybody else's taxes have to go up, which then exacerbates the problem I was just talking about, is any non-black homeowner will move out instantly because they will get the tax penalty to make up for the lost revenue while they'll sell to the people who are tax advantaged.
And when they lose that revenue, they'll look for a federal bailout. So actually, all Americans are going to pay for this bad policy.
It's a terrible racist policy that will bankrupt Cook County.
They're not going bankrupt fast enough. That's what the problem is.
John Carney, good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
On set.
Thanks for the tax cut again.
Yes, you're welcome. We did it, not he. Thank you.
This is what he wants.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A little pat on the back.